video. This is the time of the day that we talk about the new updates for mGear, and we have a few updates that has been accumulated from the last weeks. So we was jumping from 2.21 to the 2.4. So we have like 1, 2, and 3 cumulative updates that I've been making release on the GitHub, but I didn't make the release on the deploy version with the compile plugin. So let's overview these new enhancements and bug fixes, and yeah, let's go for it. So I'm just gonna change there. I need to see our recording stuff. So the first thing, it's let's start for the older one. So we have some bug fixes that was quite annoying. There is one here that it was like logging some weird errors on Maya 2018 on the Windows when you close the Windows or reopen one, and it turns out that it's I have found a kind of workaround, so we don't see this anymore on Maya, but looks like it's something related to Maya 2018 PI side. So hopefully it's gonna be fixed in the future updates. So it's kind of a workaround bug thing, but it's not our own site. It's been updated the quadruped guide, and before was not updated properly, and some components was having some errors when you put the like the divisions on the spine lower than the minimum accepted. It's gonna error or some stuff, but it's minor bug fixes. And so we have for the arm roll new reference connector. So we go here, and we just am gonna open the biped. So if I open properties here, you have the connector. We have this new shoulder connector that sets properly the reference for the rolling here. So this is not changed on the default guide, but I recommend you change it. And if you create a new connection, like let's say you have a shoulder and you connect a new arm to them, it's gonna be set automatically. So that's one thing that give you better deformation around that area. Then we have the arms IK now have a mirror behavior on the IK control, so that's a really nice one. And just gonna create a smaller scene here so you can see. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the arm, just gonna put it there. Just gonna say this is left, and just set some options here. So before we had this to separate the rotation and the translation, and we have the mirror mid control for a vector, and the behavior for a vector and mid control. So this is what we have on the previous release. And I'm just gonna build here using my shortcut F7. And we have here that with this option, now it's mirror on translation, so you can use the local translation and these two will mirror, but the arms doesn't mirror. So that's sometimes it's convenient, sometimes it's not. So now we have a new option. We can edit here that you can ask for mirror on the IK, also on the IK control. Just remember that the if you do that when you have already animation and you rebuild your rig, yeah, it's gonna break your animation because you're changing the direction of the axis. So basically it's not gonna work as you expect your animation, but you can flip the animation probably and it's gonna work. So now everything is completely mirror. It's not the same for the legs. It's still like world space oriented. That's on purpose. But for the arms, it's sometimes I think it's more convenient to have a full mirror. So here we are. Next stuff. Yeah, I just say that you don't have the IK control for the legs, but you have the mirror behavior for the mid control and the advec control. So it's a little update there. It's worth to check. Then for the next 2.23, the issue was the Synoptic match IKFKs with the field control transformation rotation. So basically, it was not like a real bug thing, but more like yeah, you need to say to the Synoptic view that you want to use the separated IKFK rotation and translation. So let's build this one. And I show you that now by default it's gonna match this properly. So it's just a minor update, but I think very convenient. Okay, so here we are. So if we open the Synoptic, if we do here so before, if I was using this rotation and then I switch again to FK, it didn't match. It was popping back using the FK. So now it's working. So that's it for this update. And then yeah, that's something very interesting. If you're using custom steps, now you can stop the build or try again. This is something I will tackle in another video, because I think the custom steps needs quite a lot of explanation, and I think it's worth to invest some videos on this one. But basically, before, you can stop only the one step that was kind of useless, because if one fails, probably the next ones it's gonna fail. And now you can stop the whole build there, and also you can try again. So basically, custom steps, just to be clear what I'm talking about. We go here on the custom steps section. So you have this post and pre. So you can basically it's like scripts that can do stuff before or after you build your rig. So you can add like skin, you can add plane shapes, import new guides, build new stuff and everything. So it runs like a queue. So pop, one after the other. And if one fails, the others probably is gonna fail, because it's expecting some data that is gonna be generated before. And now you can stop, or you can, what I was saying, like try again. So if you try again, basically you can edit your stuff, like in the Sublime Text or somewhere else you prefer, and try again. And if it doesn't work, try again. So it undo what it's done, and you can do it. So you can have a little window there popping. But yeah, I will go on this more in detail in another video. And now yeah, the last update was like a last minute hotfix thing. The global scale and the size on the controller. So before, if we do the character really big or really small, some of the controllers didn't rescale properly. And when I mean rescale, it's the default one. So if you have stored controllers, like if you extract controllers from a previous rig and you reuse, it's not gonna scale, because you already have some like established size. But if you're using the default one, so you don't have any stored controllers by default, if let's say I put this to 100, it's quite big now, and I build, all the controls will scale properly. Even the controllers one, that you have a control for the size, so the default size, but even by default is 1, so it's gonna use this relation to multiply your already set size to the current one. So now everything should be on the right size, and obviously it needs some adjustment, but like for you, depending on the size of your character, is a fat character, so something you may want to retouch the shapes, but it's working way better than before. So that's it for this update. I think you like it, and please leave your comments on the YouTube channel or on the Google mGear user group. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Bye bye.